I've lived most of my life in spaces that were neatly cluttered, meaning I was really good at organizing a lot of stuff. Every closet was full, the space under my bed was everything but empty. I had decor stacked in every corner of every room. All of my dresser drawers required me to stuff and push everything in them down just to get it closed. It was a mess, an organized mess. But see, the problem I ran into was I was constantly rearranging or switching out decorations in order to make the space feel less overwhelming. But no matter what I did or how I displayed it, I still had a cluttered space. Now, if you fast forward to today, almost every room in this space has given me space to breathe. And the weight of my once thin clutter is no longer crushing me. However, it's taken some adjusting and habit building in order to maintain a clutter-free space. Here are 8 habits for a clutter-free home that even I continue to develop. Number 1 is the habit of visualizing and believing that you can live life in a clutter-free space. You see, if you don't believe that you can own less, clear space, and manage those 2 things consistently, then the rest of your journey is already dead. Feeling inspired by others and the images you see online is only part of the motivation. Because if you don't have that vision and that belief for your own life, what's going to happen is you're going to declutter your space just fine. But then a week later, you'll be back to square one until the next image or the next video comes along to inspire you for the next week. So you have to take that inspiration, that want, that desire for change in your life and turn it into a long-term vision. Only that will keep you motivated. Number 2 is live within your means. Now, this isn't a new idea, and I'm sure you've heard it before. It's commonly used in reference to money and lifestyle. So don't spend what you don't have or only consume what you can afford, right? However, I want to take this idea and I want to apply it to your home or your space, meaning your space or your home should dictate or at least help guide how much stuff you own, not the other way around. So instead of wishing you had a bigger space or more closet space, try cutting down the things you do own to fit within the space you have available. Number 3 is give everything you own a home. An easy way to keep your space clutter-free is to guarantee that everything you own has a home. When things are left out consistently without a home, something weird happens where you start to grow comfortable with things just being where they are versus in their proper home, right? And that comfort then leads to more comfort around things just being everywhere. Number 4 is build a consistent cleaning routine. Just like the previous point I mentioned, cleaning your space consistently is another easy way to guarantee a clutter-free home. And what's interesting about this is when your space feels clean and smells clean, you're more likely to keep it that way. Number 5 is to declutter often and do it as you live. You see, it's good sometimes to have those mass decluttering moments when you go through a bulk of items at one time and then you're done with it. But sometimes it's not always practical and it can make you feel overwhelmed and discouraged depending on how much stuff you may have. So another way to approach decluttering alongside other tactics you may use is to do it as you live. So as you go through your normal life and your daily routines, place items into a donation bag or box as you come across them naturally. Doing this consistently will help cut back on the clutter you have in your home in between those all-in decluttering moments that you have from time to time. Number 6 is managing all paperwork, bills, mail, birthday cards, coupons, etc. See, making it a habit to deal with these paper items the moment they touch our hands is essential in order to manage this type of clutter in our lives. So whether it's going paperless where you can, or developing a better filing and organizing system, or just discarding the things that you don't need the moment you receive them. Either way, it's important to do this not only to maintain a clutter-free home, but also so you can stay organized and better manage the things that are important that you can't really forget about. And number 7 is limit the knickknacks you find on the sales rack. Okay, what does this mean? Here's a quick story for you. A weird thing that I used to do is I would always buy tabletop picture frames, right? So vintage frames, modern frames, and everything in between. I just like the way they look. And I always had the intentions of filling them with my writings. But in reality, I never did. And before I knew it, I had a living room full of empty picture frames on display. See, the point of me sharing this with you is so that you can see that I understand the temptations of buying knickknacks for the sake of buying them. because I did it. But the moment I broke that habit, all of the clutter in my space cleared up significantly. So if you have a very similar habit of buying things for the sake of buying them, I really want to encourage you to break that habit so you don't find yourself in a constant circle of buying things and then decluttering those same things over and over again. And I actually have a few videos on my channel about breaking habits, but also stopping impulse buying. So definitely consider checking those out. But if you're new here, also consider joining this community by tapping that subscribe button down below and also tapping the bell so you're notified every time I drop a new video. Number 8 is slow the accumulation of possessions. In other words, stop all access at the door and think for a second before welcoming them into your space. See, living means consuming, and there's no real way to get around that at all. We have to consume, right? However, we do have control over how much we consume and when we choose to do so. And in order to maintain that control effectively, we have to be willing to make a shift in our mindset by A, thinking differently, and B, asking the right questions that are going to encourage a different thought process. Questions like, do I really need this? Or do I have extra time to manage this? Or my favorite is, does this really add value to my life? Or is it just something that I perceive to be valuable in the moment? See, at the end of the day, you just have to learn how to slow down, to be conscious, to be intentional, and to always stay true to you, regardless. See you in the next one. Peace.